Hey everybody, welcome to Uninterrupted Cyber Security Podcast from Forbes. So as you can see, things have changed today and we're doing things a little bit differently. I'm your host today, COO Jon, and with us we have Chris Hammonds. Say hi.
How you doing?
Hey, so he's in the hot seat today and we're going to ask him some questions. So Chris, kind of give us a little bit of overview about yourself. You've been talking to these people for a while now, and kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and just a quick background.
Absolutely. So I'm on the sales side of things. I make a lot of cold calls and start a lot of conversations about cybersecurity. And, you know, one of the goals that I try to achieve is just really more along the lines of educating people and helping them make more informed decisions about cybersecurity. Even if someone were to decide not to work with us, as long as we could help somebody provide some sort of education for them, then I'm all about it. And that's what we try to do, and that's what I tried to do. And that's kind of led me to where I'm at now.
Yeah. How much would you say education is kind of a value of Forbes?
Oh, it's one of our top priorities. And the reason for that is what I've noticed talking to a bunch of different people, a lot of different businesses across the tri-state, is there's a bit of a knowledge gap. We'll just say that from what one company knows about cybersecurity compared to the next. And I will say some of the most informed companies that I speak with about cybersecurity are the ones who have had to go through a cyber incident. And that's why they know what they're doing now. They're on top of it, and they do more to protect their company because they've experienced what it's like to go through something like that. And then on the other side of things, other side of the tracks, I'm trying to convince people that they still need it sometimes, that they actually still need cybersecurity. Even though they're on the internet, they're getting emails, they're invoicing over email, I'm still having to have that conversation and trying to convince them too. That it's definitely important, it's needed in business today.
Well, we see a pretty big thing where we talk to these new organizations, and you mentioned it there, is that the people that we talk to, they really have two choices of how they want to learn about cybersecurity. Do you want to learn about it before and try to stop the bad thing from happening, or do you want to learn after an event's happened?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, and take my advice on this. You want to know beforehand, right? Yeah. I mean, you don't want to have to wait until you go through something like that before you start to really take it seriously. And if there's questions anybody has about cybersecurity, one of the things we do here at Forbes is we provide the free information to help you out and to help you make informed decisions about this. So conversation with us is free, and we do this to help. We do this to help keep our tri-state businesses safe.
Well, education is critical to us. It's one of our core values. It's one of my personal core values, is just constantly learning and constantly getting better. And we think that applies to the business world at Forbes, and it applies to our customers as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been doing sales for quite some time, and it's every tactic I've ever had is more around educating why what I have to offer could help you. If it can't, it can't. Or if it can, it can, and this is how it can. And just knowing the differences between what I'm offering, and it will help you make just better decisions about it.
So let me ask you this one then. You've obviously been learning a ton of stuff since you've been here. What was your kind of education level coming to the organization about cybersecurity, and what's kind of surprised you the most?
So my knowledge of even just help desk support was Control-Alt-Delete, and let's just restart it, turn it back on, everything should be working, maybe unplug something, and that's it. I mean, yeah, I was knowledgeable, and like I knew what phishing was, of course. You know, I knew that people were trying to get your information, they're trying to get you to click on certain things, but that was really the extent. And then since being here, oh, wow. Yeah, I have learned a ton of information, not just spotting emails and things like that, but really what hackers go after, how they do it, what you could do to stop it. And it's not something that you really need to be afraid of. It's something that you just need to be prepared for. Yeah. And if you're prepared, you have that peace of mind. You don't have to worry about all the things that they're doing from the hacker's point of view, or all the new ways they're trying to get into your system. Because if you have good systems in place, you could prevent that type of thing from happening. And yeah, there's a lot more to it than that. Like I said, I came in completely green and into the tech world, and you know, working with Jon as well as our other staff here, and talking to these customers about their needs and things like that. It's opened up my eyes to a whole new world that I didn't even know was there. And now I know I know the threats that are there now. I know how to protect other companies, which is what I'm all about. And if we could help other companies stay protected and not have to go through this, then that's what I enjoy doing.
Yeah, and you said prepared, and that's one of the things that I like to think about some, is that as children, I don't remember a time in my life where I hadn't done a firewall. I don't remember my first fire drill.
Really?
I doubt you do either.
Yeah, you know what? Now, for my first one, yeah, I was young.
Right. So, I mean, we've been doing fire drills since even preschool days or daycare or things like that. And so preparedness is something that's ingrained into us as literal children, because when the bad thing happens, you don't want to be figuring out what to do. You want to know, hey, these are the tasks that needs to happen, and you want to be prepared for it in the future. And what have you seen with the companies that you talk to? How prepared would you say that these organizations are?
You know, I have people sometimes, you know, if I'm cold calling, give me a quick, they have an antivirus, they have Norton, and they assume that that's enough. Like that's actually going to stop today's threats in 2026. It's just an antivirus. And as you've seen in our other videos, and as John has talked about multiple times, that is not nearly enough if you want to stay protected from these types of threats. So I see it to where people say they try to convince me that they don't even need the internet for anything, that they don't need email, that they don't need technology.
They'll go back to pencil and paper. Yeah, I hear that a lot. I'll just go back to pencil and paper.
Absolutely. And then meanwhile, the person's responding to me via email. So I've seen it all. But for the most shocking thing is when they try to convince me that they're not even a tech company, when if you're using a computer, you're using email, you're on the internet, I hate to say it, but you're a tech company. So you have to do more to protect your business at that point.
Yeah, that's been a huge one that I've seen, is that so many places will tell me that they can go back to pencil and paper, like we said, but they don't realize what that would do to their organization. They don't realize what that would do to their employees. How many employees would continue to work for you if you did make everybody's jobs infinitely harder? The technology is there to make more work get done, to make you more efficient, to do all these items, and now you potentially rip that away. And so it's uncomfortable.
Right.
Some of the conversations I'm sure you've had are uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And because I'm trying to tell them some of the things that are out there, and a lot of people, some of them are very receptive. Some of them understand, and they know that these threats exist, and we have great conversations about it, and it leads to multiple conversations, and we do what we can to help them, or at least advise them on some things that we've seen. And other than that, yeah, I've had some very stressful conversations where, again, going back and forth just to show you that everyone's essentially a target nowadays in 2026. If you have data, if you have money, and if you have some type of operations that rely on you to make money, then you're a target. So, it can be frustrating at times when I'm trying to have these conversations. I'm convincing some of our local businesses of this. But, it's when you get that one that's receptive and they're open, like, hey, I know I need to do more. Like, yeah, what's going on? What can you guys tell me? And what we do helps them. It's very gratifying just to see that, hey, we've helped another business to stay from being hacked. It's really great.
Well, there's a physiological thing that prevents change. And so it's very comfortable. It's a base human nature to feel comfortable. It's why children have safety blankets and teddy bears that they love that they'll hold when they're going through something traumatic. And we've seen that happen with these businesses when we talk to them. Hey, what I've already done for cybersecurity, they've convinced themselves that it's enough because it feels comfortable to them, and change can be a little bit difficult. And that's one of the reasons why we do the education, is to go and remove the boogeyman from the change that's likely to happen and show them how their business could be made better.
Yeah, and to add to that too, I hear a lot of people who have been with maybe their current MSP or an IT company or the famous IT guy for 10, 20 years. And, they're afraid to change or let go because they've worked with this person for so long. But on the other end of things, they couldn't tell me what they were doing for cybersecurity, what their IT team has been doing for 10 to 20 years with their cybersecurity, or even if they are secure. And they just don't want to leave or put a ripple in that relationship in any way. So, they stick with where they're at. And that's why we still, like you said, let's give them the education, and let's hopefully they take a peek at it and they can make their own decisions, make a better and more informed decision about what they're doing for cybersecurity.
Yeah, and I've worked with all kinds of IT guys. We'll call him the IT guy because that's the generic thing. I've worked with all kinds that some of them are absolutely fantastic, and they will say, hey, I don't know. Can you help me with this because I don't know? And I will say this from doing this for as long as I have. I don't know everything. It takes a team, and it takes working with not only our coworkers here, but also third-party peer groups and security operations centers that are third-party companies and our vendors and things like that. And if I were to say, no, we're good because I know it all, whew, that's a scary thing because there's no way I could possibly know it all. And so I've worked with really good IT guys that said, hey, I need some help here with this thing, or to let me know what I don't know. And I've worked with some other ones who are, no, I got it and I'm perfect and nothing will ever get me.
And, that's another thing I've seen too is, if you have 1 to 2 people who are internal IT people on your team, if they don't ever go and uptrain their skills, if they're not going to conferences and figuring out what's new and what's out there, how do they know? I mean, with cybersecurity, it's constantly evolving. So you have to stay on top of that and being able to prevent some of the things that these hackers do. They are constantly, when one door shuts, another one opens. So they are constantly trying new things. And if you have been stuck doing the day-to-day, how do you even keep up with something like that?
Well, I have over a dozen staff here who only do IT and cybersecurity. That is their only job, their core job, and we need to educate them and we need to go through trainings and things like that. But even past that, I still work with vendors who do things that we can't do. And so whenever I hear of just a single IT person or even a team of 3 or 4 IT people at a job that said, no, I got it, we don't need any help with anything, and I ask them, what is your security operations center? What are you doing for this thing? What are you doing for this thing? And they don't have answers for them. Well, then that tells me that there's gaps in their procedures that maybe their business leadership doesn't understand. We'll say maybe they know about it, but they don't understand what that actually means for their organization and how it can delve into the 3 bad things, and that's what we're going into.
Yeah, and one of the big things that I still hear to this day is they are okay with playing Russian roulette with their, and they even use the term. I know I'm playing Russian roulette here. I'm not doing anything for cybersecurity yet, but I know I need to. But we haven't gotten hacked yet, so we should be fine. But in reality, if you look at that, you're playing Russian roulette with the livelihood of your employees, the safety of your business, and
the whole lifestyle that they've chose and built everything around. I mean, they put their blood, sweat, and tears into these organizations. And so to do that, if you were to see somebody holding a revolver up to their head and playing Russian roulette, you would think that person is abjectly crazy.
Yeah.
And so why are you doing that with your business? And it's just a simple phone call away working with somebody like us, and we can take that risk and dramatically reduce it for you. Chris, any final words here as we kind of wrap up?
No, if you do have any questions about this sort of thing, or if you're wondering if your company is doing enough for cybersecurity, reach out to us. It's a free conversation. We just want to put you in the right direction. Even if you don't work with us, we at least want to make sure that you have a good understanding of what's out there. We don't want you playing roulette with your employees' livelihood or with your business or anything like that that's going to put you in jeopardy. We just want to help. So if you're confused, you have any questions about anything, give us a call. We'll be more than happy to help.
And I can tell you this, is what we do when we work with a new organization is pitches come way down the line. It's informational first. We are trying to figure out how your company operates, what you actually need for cybersecurity before we even come to you and say this is what you need to do. So you will learn more about your organization just by speaking with us in general. And so we appreciate your time here. Chris is always around. I'm always around to answer questions. Please reach out, and thank you for your time. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of Uninterrupted, a podcast from Forbes Cybersecurity. We hope you walked away with practical insights to protect your business and stay ahead of the latest cyber threats. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your colleagues. For more tips, resources, and cybersecurity updates, visit Forbes.com, that's 4bis.com, and follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook. We'll be back soon with another episode, so stay vigilant and stay uninterrupted.